Hey, this is Jason Faunt, Power Rangers Time Force, just giving a shout out to Droide, Guadalajara Comic Con.
And this is Jason Andrew Narvy from Power Rangers, and you're watching Droide. Good question. I guess I'll start off since I was there the earliest. Yep. The casting process was pretty interesting because I entered the casting process when they were still filming the pilot. Therefore, they didn't even know what they wanted. They actually had originally auditioned me for the role of Billy in a show they were calling Phantoms. So they didn't even have a title for the show at that point. And what they did is they did a cattle call audition where everybody shows up, you give your name, they film just like you're doing right now. And then they say, thanks, don't call us, we'll call you. And they put you on file. Then they actually cast the entire show and they shot the pilot. From the pilot, they actually recast, I think, one of the Rangers. They recast Skull, which was me. And what they did for me was 3 days before they were going to start shooting, they fired the previous Skull because the Skull they had was good for the pilot, but not good for the TV show. So they went on file and they picked literally like 5 to 10 guys at random. And they called us in. They said, you have to be here in about 5 hours if you want to audition. So we showed up, and they didn't even have a good script. So they asked me to improvise, and I did. I was as obnoxious as I could, and I destroyed the boardroom, and they're like, we need this guy. Now to answer the question, do we know we're going into a phenomenon? No, not a chance in hell. We did not think a show like this was going to last more than one season. So we were like, you know what? Get the money, spend it while you can, because tomorrow you're going to be looking for another job. We never would have thought that it became nobody could have imagined it was as big as it was, and it would still be around after 20 years. I mean, look at these people here, for God's sakes.
Well, I'll tell you what, my experience was different. I mean, when I got on board, the show had been on already for almost 10 years, so we knew how big the franchise was. We knew the shoes we were filling from before, of what these guys did to basically bring the show to the level that it was where we had the opportunity. But my audition was, it was almost 3 months long. I mean, they interviewed Red Rangers from all over the country. And it was, I think, 5 auditions. They'd call you in, you'd read, 2 or 3 weeks go by, you get called back in, and after 3 months, I booked the part. So that was it.
Hey, can I ask you a question? When you auditioned, did you work with any of the previous cast? Did they match you up with any of those guys?
No.
No?
No.
What about matching up with the new Rangers?
They would match us up, yeah, they would see how the heights looked and how we looked together.
Uh-huh.
And they would bring different combinations in the room, but I didn't meet any of the previous, no.
Huh.
My name is Riddle, and I'm a cosplayer from the USA. I've been doing cosplay for over 12 years, and my favorite characters right now are Snow White. I love Black Cat, the Wasp. There's so many characters I love to be, so they're kind of all my favorite. For me to make cosplay, it can take anywhere from, this took about 3 days, to a costume can take months just finding the right accessory. Even my Black Cat took 5 years because of various things going wrong. The greatest thing about cosplay is the fact I get to travel to places like Guadalajara. I mean, it's a fantastic experience. It's not something I would have ever realized would happen when I started cosplay, but I'm so flattered that people here are excited to see me and love what I do. It makes it totally worth it. The advice I would give if you want to cosplay, pick a character you really like, because you're going to investing a lot of time or money into it, and give yourself enough time to do it. Don't get frustrated. Just, stick at it. You'll get better with practice, and don't be afraid to ask questions and do research on the web. Hello, Droide. Thank you for coming to Con Comics. I hope you had a great time.